The magic carpet ride for the Pacers is not over. They'll play for an NBA title on Sunday night in Game 7. Let's go to Lisa.
The favorite words of every NBA fan. Game 7 have just become a reality. The Pacers have absolutely demolished the Thunder in Game 6 on their home court, managing to take the series in the most exciting land possible. But how did an injured Haliburton manage to turn the Thunder's superstars into shambles? And more importantly, are these series really rigged? The Indiana Pacers are not going down easily, not even with their superstar playing through an injured calf. In Game 6, the Eastern Conference competitor dismantled the Thunder 108-91, and there are some facts here that you'll find extremely hard to believe. Let's start with the one that kinda sparked some controversial talks when it comes to the NBA Finals being rigged: the assists of Thunder. With just 4 minutes to play in the third quarter, the top players from the Thunder had 0 assists combined. Just look at the picture. It does look like a Photoshop, but it's not. Although the score is a bit head-scratching for Thunder fans. But to see Shai, Williams, Holmgren, Wallace, and Joe have 0 assists combined, I don't think you can beat the rigged claims here. We've seen tons of comments that the Thunder were told to lose the game before it even started, so that the low ratings could be increased to an absolute maximum. The best way of doing so, Game 7. But was this the sole reason why the Thunder have been dismantled? Let's look at the facts and the satisfaction from Thunder's superstars, including Shai. The MVP didn't mince words when talking about the miserable gameplay that we've seen in Game 6, and when addressing the flaws of his team, he said,
"The way I see it is, we suck tonight, we have to learn the lessons, and we have one game for everything we've worked for. And so do they, and the better team Sunday will win."
It all starts and ends with Shai. He tied the record of most turnovers in Game 6 of the NBA Finals, 8, and with only 2 assists to his name. I don't think you should be looking any further away from this. But even if you decide to do so, you would have plenty of material. Jalen Williams, the man who dropped 40 points on the Pacers not that long ago in these finals, exited Game 6 completely lost. Imagine finishing the game with a plus-minus of -40, the most in a finals game in the play-by-play era. It's a massive disappointment, and what Williams proved with this performance is that his team cannot rely on him when it matters the most. When Shai is not performing on the desired level, then Williams should take over the match. But that is yet to happen on a consistent level, making Jalen a bit of a question mark for the future of the Thunder. Are the guards the only question mark in Thunder's gameplay? I don't think so. Just look at this fact and you'll see how big of a flaw the centers of the team are. In the first 3 quarters of the game, the Pacers guard, TJ McConnell, who is 6 feet 1 inch, had more rebounds than Chet Holmgren and Isaiah Hartenstein, both standing at 7 feet 1 inch and 7 feet respectively. It's a massive flop from the centers, and whenever you need a big presence on both ends of the court, you just cannot count on these two. Whether or not something will change for Game 7, time will tell, but the massive flop from the Thunder centers and guards needs to be studied more profoundly. Holmgren's presence, however, was severely lacking on both ends of the court. He only had 4 points, shot 22% from the field, and was 0 for 3 from behind the arc. You cannot call yourself a future superstar and just decide to dip when it matters the most. He needs to adapt to this fast-changing environment sooner rather than later. Otherwise, we're gonna see a very problematic Game 7 for the Thunder. I hate to say it, but we need to talk about Shai's free throws. In these playoffs, the Thunder are 0-3 when the MVP shoots less than 10 free throws. I don't know whether you'll find this fact relevant or not, but it's a big question mark for his overall performance. Yes, he does well on all ends of the court, but when the free throws are taken out of the equation, is Shai turning into a role player? I don't want to draw conclusions very fast, but the numbers speak louder than words. Shai has been playing under tremendous pressure these playoffs, and with 8 free throws shot and 7 made, he was able to score 21 points in total. His shooting wasn't that bad, 7 out of 15 from the field, but again, 33% of his points came from behind the charity stripe. That is just too much for a man who was supposed to take the chip home in Game 6. Addressing the trouble that his team had with turnovers that were forced by the Pacers, Shai said,
I don't even know. They just turned this over a bunch. They didn't pressure full court like they have been, which led to more turnovers. I didn't expect that, but whatever it is, they did it right. And if we want to win on Sunday, we got to take care of the ball.
And now, let's address the positives in these series. The Pacers. Not many saw them winning Game 6 despite all of the rigged claims. But with Haliburton playing through an injured calf, it was a massive boost for the entire roster of the team. Yes, we can joke as much as we want about the dark magic claims with Siakam summoning the devil himself to help him, but at the end of the day, the Pacers did what was asked of them. Carlisle said loud and clear, Haliburton stated he's going to play, and that's it. No further discussion needed. When addressing the amazing performance in Game 6, Haliburton said, "I think I have to be as smart as I want to be. Have to understand the risks, ask the right questions. I am a competitor. I want to play. I am going to do everything in my power to play. That's just what it is." You would think to yourself, why did Haliburton push the limits of his health in order to play? Apart from receiving a potentially once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, we need to remind you what happened last year when the Pacers superstar sat out Games 3 and 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Indiana lost by 3 points in each of those games without Hallie on the court, and I don't think he is going to miss a game in the finals knowing that it could be the only chance he'll have to help his team reach Game 7. So even if they don't win this series, it's a clear indicator that they've made massive progress when it mattered the most. Let's not forget how clutch Siakam was as well. He joined an elite group of Pacers players in terms of most points scored in the finals. He has 119 points, sitting behind Jalen Rose and Reggie Miller, the legends of the famous Indiana team, and now he has an opportunity to overtake at least one of them in Game 7. The championship experience Siakam has from 2019 has proven to be extremely beneficial for the Pacers. But are there any other pieces that the Pacers need to be thanking for being here? Obi Toppin, the hot and cold forward of the Pacers, has dominated in Game 6 with his hot streak of shooting behind the arc. He finished the game with 4 made 3-pointers, and now he joined Robert Horry as the only bench player to have 70+ points, 30+ rebounds, and 12+ threes in the NBA Finals. It's a massive booster that the Indiana team could build on in the upcoming game, but whether or not it will be enough to shock the Thunder, time will tell. With all this in mind, what do you think about Game 6 in this year's finals? And more importantly, which team do you think is coming out victorious in Game 7? Let us know in the comments below, and once you do that, make sure to click on the video that appears on your screen right now.